and welcome to the Beat LA podcast, the only podcast where you get 49ers, Giants, and Warriors takes, pop culture, movies, TV, and a little self-help sprinkled in from two guys born and raised in the Bay Area, now working in Hollywood. My name is Matt Ferrucci, and I am joined, as always, by the man they call a Jesus Christ lizard who runs on water, Mr. Paul Rule. Paul, how you doing?
I'm great, Matt. That's not me. That's Brock Purdy, according to George Kittle.
According to George Kittle, once again, cut to the clip early.
Absolutely not. He's Jesus Christ lizard running on water. Just no ball security, fake pitching at the end of a 40-yard run. Absolutely just diabolical behavior by QB1.
Real interesting how we characterized him.
Yeah, well, I also thought you were going to be like Jesus Christ Superstar or something, because this is kind of our Christmas edition.
This is our Christmas edition, but what I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard Jesus Christ lizard before?
No, as a thing, as a concept? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Have you?
How about a lizard running on water? Have you ever heard about that?
No.
As a reference to someone.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like he was doing ayahuasca right after the game or something like that.
Yeah, I want to try that.
Yeah?
You ever tried DMT?
DMT, I don't know what is
Where you lick the bottom of a frog and then you rocket to the moon for 20 seconds?
I did
20 minutes?
I did something called San Pedro. Do you know what that is?
I don't know. That sounds like a GTA
I shouldn't
game.
be talking about this. This is going to hurt me running for public office. But or as being George Bush's lookalike in 2026. My wife literally said to me, she goes, you know what? Why don't you get like your health insurance through SAG next year as a George Bush lookalike? I'm like, I don't think there's enough work.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. San Pedro, anyway, is it's basically ayahuasca during the day. So you're supposed to ayahuasca is a root, and you're supposed to do it at night for ceremony.
Yeah.
San Pedro is from a cactus, so it lives out in the sun, and you do it during the day. Apparently, it's a more like uplifting spiritual journey.
You know what we should do next year?
What is that?
We should do a Beat LA sponsored San Pedro Day where we do a podcast. Me, you, Nick, we'll get Mark. We'll all do San Pedro.
In
do
San
a
Pedro.
podcast.
We'll go down to San Pedro.
We'll go down to San Pedro and do the whole
We'll
thing.
do the Charles Bukowski tour of San Pedro.
Folks, welcome to the Beat LA podcast. As Paul
about?
said, this is our Christmas episode. This is our annual Best of 2025 episode. It's a tradition, Paul.
It's also our Hanukkah episode, Matt. Today is like the first full day of Hanukkah.
Yep.
I want to shout out to my to
our Jewish friends
and to my half. My mother's Jewish. Matt is.
That's right.
I'm all things to all people.
You are.
Somebody asked me, "What half are you?" And I said, "I'm the top half."
You are.
And what do you think that means? Where does your brain go when you say I'm top half?
I went to prison.
What?
I went to prison with it.
So I think it means what I thought it meant. Was it? I'm smart because I'm Ashkenazi Jew, and it means. But I have a Gentile penis.
I see. I think where everyone else listening went.
Right.
Paul was, are you a pitcher or a catcher? That's
where I went.
That's where you went.
I don't want to imply that Jewish people have small
folks,
penises.
A tradition unlike any other, like the Masters, is our Best of 2025 episode.
I'm dressed like the Masters, man.
You
Are you.
Hey, listen,
you look fabulous.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I went with I always like to go with the velour, for this thing. Folks, welcome to the Beat LA podcast. You can listen to this podcast, as always, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you haven't already, follow and subscribe. That's how we keep the lights on for 2 years. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to break the news right now because we did this yesterday.
I know.
3 million views.
3 million, baby. Can we set off some fireworks or something, Nick? Sound effects?
Yeah, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
3 million views.
That's unbelievable. I don't know how. That's incredible, right? I'm psyched, man. That's a Christmas gift right there.
When I say 3 million views to people on the streets, they go, fuck, you guys are really doing that. So impressive. But in my mind, we should have 6 million views.
Well, we will someday.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. How many yachts can you water ski behind?
You know what? And that's a callback for something I'm going to talk about later, the jet skis. But when I was out partying back in the day,
yes, everybody drank.
It was never enough. it was never enough. Paul, great to see your face. Happy holidays,
you too,
folks. Before we get to this, we're going to do a little bit of small talk here. I want to thank our last guest, Kirk Rudell. Former Princeton classmate of Paul. That episode blew the fuck up. Tons of engagement, the trolls and the chaos. Kirk basically, and I didn't know this, maybe you knew this before we did that pod, he's our Stephen A. Smith. He is our better looking Skip Bayless. The internet came for us. You would have thought we were doing a flat earthers pod. talking about Lionel Messi and soccer.
Right. Well, Kirk hosts the American Game podcast with Tom McCabe's. He's a soccer guy, soccer expert. But boy, he came in. He was unafraid to say some controversial things, which we like in a guest.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Way to go, Kirk. That
Kirk.
Messi thing. I hope you're in the. You may have to go to the witness protection program, though.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. You know, on that note, you know, people always call you George Bush. You know, in the comments.
Sure.
Somehow we got comments that were saying, "Who's George Bush and George Lopez?"
He's like, I didn't know George Bush and George Lopez had a podcast.
And all I have to say to that troll is be more original. Just because I'm brown doesn't mean I have a big head, motherfucker. Come on.
So my wife saw that and she looked at it and she said, you know, I kind of see it.
Oh, fuck her.
Well, I don't know, man.
I was a big fan of her. Like, be more original. Call me Poncherello. Go Freddie Prinze Jr. Go
Freddie Prinze Jr. You're a little darker than
Go Marco.
than
I didn't know
he is.
George Bush and Marco Rubio had a fucking podcast. George Lopez. Get out of here, man. Anyway, I know how it feels now.
Yeah, thank you. See?
I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Folks, Paul and I yesterday, we watched the 49ers Titans game together yesterday at the Naughty Pig
We're
on
not
Sunset.
just podcast partners. We're friends.
Yeah, I mean, football in a bar with friends never misses, Paul.
Yeah.
Let's start with the 49ers first. A little housekeeping on the 49ers. They are 10-4. They beat the Titans. 3 games left. Colts, Bears, Seahawks. 1 seed is technically alive. How do you see, what's your feeling about the Niners just after yesterday's win?
After yesterday's win.
Yeah.
Well, Jauan Jennings is currently my favorite Niner.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm hoping now that they're out from under the Ayuk contract that they'll actually re-sign Jauan Jennings. Did you hear what he said yesterday?
Wait, okay, folks, last week we did a reel. Paul figured out what Jauan Jennings said to Shelby Harris of the Browns, and that was incredible. Yesterday's game, Paul and I are watching, and he gets into a little chatter with Marcel Harris, the cornerback for the Titans.
Right.
Paul has sources. Paul, what did Jauan say
Here, hold on.
to Marcus Harris?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
He said, and I think somebody lip read this.
Yeah.
Said, I'm going to put my nutsack on your helmet.
I'm going to put your nutsack on your helmet.
My nutsack on your helmet.
Nick, is that from a
Not that anything I've seen.
You know what? I think that sounds very similar to cut to the clip. I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set from Step Brothers.
Where are you going? I'm going upstairs. Because I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
We were testing Nick. I thought Nick would know that like he did with Anchorman.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jauan, she's coming.
Jauan being such a fan of Will Ferrell movies
is
probably my most favorite thing to come from this. But for him to shit talk these guys and for them to get so upset is incredible.
It's great. He's living rent free in their head.
I mean, the thing I loved post game
and his nutsack is living rent free on their helmets.
Dude, like, I mean, that's a great thing. I'm gonna put my nutsack on your helmet. is fucking beautiful.
He's a poet. How do I feel about the Niners? I feel great about their offense. Brock Purdy, as you said, he's a Jesus Lizard or wherever the hell he is now.
Yeah.
He was running aund gunslinging and jump shooting and fucking
that thing?
Yeah, doing the Patrick Mahomes ball fake thing.
Yeah.
They apparently apologized after. I'm like, dude, go swag it up, man. He was great yesterday. He was my fantasy quarterback, and I'm actually in the semis. I beat our podcast guest, Grave Schaefer.
This is
yesterday.
a fantasy-free zone.
Sorry,
folks.
man. I've fucking become totally obsessed with fantasy football. It's fucking horrible. I want to lose, so I stop having to think about it. Anyway, but
I know this is our pet peeve. This is our best stuff. My pet peeve of 2016 was do not talk to me at a party about your fantasy team or your fucking poker game where you fucking lost your all-in. Like nothing.
I understand.
Yeah, you don't understand.
I thought your pet peeve was going to be me starting to play fantasy football because I was texting you yesterday. Didn't you tell me that you have like 10 different people who text you for advice?
Dude, you've turned
it's like a suicide hotline.
Nothing annoys me more about my brother than when I'm with him. All he is in his phone. And I was with you yesterday. It's created a monster. Paul's in his phone, Nick. Constantly like this. I could have said, hey, it's a code red. They launched nuclear missiles against the United States. He'd be like, huh? What? Hold on.
I'm like, Devin Neal just got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm feeling good about their offense, less good about their defense. They missed Jordan Elliott yesterday. Tony Pollard ran kind of amok. Cam Ward actually had a solid game, but a win's a win, and it could have been a trap game. And anyway, I'm feeling good about the Niners.
This is what I want to say about the 49ers, Paul, and I want your take on this. First off, you said something about Brock Purdy. The big thing about him is his mobility. He looked like the white Michael Vick out there.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he was just moving and grooving.
Yeah.
I think the midseason meltdown, and we were part of that, was premature.
Right.
It feels like he's hit midseason form. Is he going to let us down again? Yes. But it looks like he's back to where he was at the height of his powers.
I agree. And by the way, with Ricky Pearsall playing the way he played yesterday, it just seemed to open up kind of the vibe of the whole offense. Yeah. Now, of course, he's hurt again. But
Kyle said that in the presser. They asked him about Brock Purdy doing the Dougie and putting the ball in the guy's face. He's like, no, the guy's got some shit talk in him, which is really beautiful.
Quarterbacks don't tend not to do a lot of shit talking.
You talked about the run game. Jordan Elliott was out yesterday game, and he saw the run. Also, Tatum Bethune, who's a great run stopper, he's also been out. The big story was Phillip Rivers at 44, coming out of retirement. Why not bring back Patrick Willis? He only played 8 years. He retired young. They asked him this question this week,
and he could get health insurance for another 5 years, like Rivers,
like Rivers
did with his 10 kids.
What I'm saying is, they asked Willis this, and he's like, he said, you always have to stay ready. So I think that would be interesting.
Well, every time D. Winter says anything, you yell Navarro Bowman.
That's right. That's right. I see that 53, and I think of Navarro. Yeah. Before we get to the prediction on the Colts, because there's going to be a little hiatus with the holidays before we come back and do this in person. What's your thoughts on these last 3 games? What's your big picture prediction? They have the Colts, then they have the Bears, and then they end with Seattle. These 3 games, my thing is I want to get to at least the 5 seed.
Right.
I don't want the 7 seed, but I think we have a real good chance to move up in the rankings. I think 2 and 3 is realistic.
Right.
But if we only win one more and go 11-6, I think we're going to be okay and get the 6 seed.
They'll get in the playoffs, right? And yesterday helped because the Lions lost. Look, they've got their destiny in their own hands in a way. I mean, the Rams there's a huge game this Thursday,
right,
with the Rams and the Seahawks. I think they're going to beat the Seahawks final game of the year. The Seahawks don't scare me. I think they're like the crappiest 11-3 team. Like, they should have lost yesterday to the Colts at home.
Yeah, no one scares me in the NFC.
And Darnold doesn't seem to be able to play well in a big game. I think they're going to lose to the Bears.
Yep.
Who the Bears seem to have that mojo this year.
Right.
The Bears should have won last week in Green Bay. Green Bay then lost. Anyway, I think they can go 2-3. I think they can go 2-1.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sweep it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to avoid the 5 seed because it just gives us a better chance to avoid the number 1 seed in the divisional.
Right.
If we win,
we really want Seattle to beat the Rams this week.
This Thursday, big game.
And I think the Rams are the best team. So, but remember what happened? What was it in when we went to the Super Bowl in 2019? They had to run the table to get the 1 seed and to win the division, and they did. And they took that momentum, and they got the bye, and they took that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl.
But here's the thing: with that, the roles were reversed, and you just brought this up. We had a great defense and a mediocre offense. Now, as you say, we have the 25th ranked defense in the NFL, and that's going to be the reason that we might lose in the first round. I have a lot of neg going on inside me.
You should. That's good because it helps the team.
Exactly.
Also, in 2019, they controlled their own destiny. If they won out, they were going to be the 1 seed. That's not true this year.
I still think about Jaquiski Tart dropping
Jaquiski.
Good Jaquiski? Was that his name?
Jaquiski?
Tart. Dropped the ball. We should have been in the Super Bowl. We would have beat the Bengals.
Right.
Yeah, instead of the Rams.
That was a different year, but
That was a different year, but you know what I'm talking about.
I understand. You've got a lot of PTSD.
Folks, Paul, this Monday night, the 49ers are traveling to Indianapolis. You know, there's a lot of psychology on the way the body works, moving from the West Coast to the East Coast. Monday night, 49ers are an early 5.5 point favorite. How do you see this game, Paul?
That's a big number on the road. But I think they're going to win. I think that Phillip Rivers, I mean, if everyone's saying how amazing it was, and it was great. I love old guys doing stuff. Gives me faith. Maybe I can come out of retirement. I still have some eligibility. Princeton tennis team.
Okay, sure.
And but he didn't have a very good game yesterday. Right, very conservative approach. He threw for 120 yards, 1 touchdown. But they do have Jonathan Taylor, and we set up the Niners actually have trouble stopping the run. I hope Jordan Elliott's back. Do you know his status? What is wrong with him, Matt?
He hurt his knee in warmups.
Right.
It sounds like he hurt his knee just like walking, like an old man injury.
Right. I was going to say, this sounds like something I would do.
You know what I mean? But you know what? I think you're right. So how do you see this game score-wise? How do you see the Niners walking out of Indianapolis?
So I think, again, the Niners, by the way, Indy's lost 4 games in a row, right? So, and they almost beat Seattle, but I think the Niners are going to win. I think they're not going to cover. I think it's going to be a close game. They're inside the dome.
Yeah.
Eddie Dinero is going to come out and do something good. I think they're going to win this game 27-24.
Interesting. I like it. I like where you went with that.
Indy's got a mediocre, they played good defense yesterday, seemingly, but they've got a mediocre defense. If you look at it, they're kind of in the middle of the pack. They do some things well, some things not so well. I think the Niners offense is clicking on all cylinders right now.
You know what, Paul? I've been vacillating on where to go with this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to do great, but, their strong suit is Jonathan Taylor in that run game, and our weak point is stopping the run.
Right.
So it could be a lot of a ground attack. Also, there's a revenge game element. Charvarius Ward, DeForest Buckner play for Indianapolis. I think the Niners offense is clicking. I think we're going to cover, but barely. But I think the offense, once again, is going to carry the defense. George Kittle, vintage George Kittle, yesterday. Jauan Jennings, he already reached his career high in touchdowns with 7. He's humming. The hair is only getting more red. And I think the 49ers win this game 27-16.
We both did 27, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. 27-16. Okay.
16.
I mean, look, I as much as Jonathan Taylor's going to run a lot, I assume they're going to load up the box, right, so to speak.
Right. You like to load up the box.
Who doesn't,
Who
Matt?
doesn't like to load up the box? And I'm just going to let that sit there. You know what I mean? Just let that sit.
Okay. So, yeah, I like your prediction too, Matt. Well done. I don't know what the over-under is.
All right, folks, let's go to the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to make an executive decision before we end on the Giants. Golden State Warriors, last week we came out with the reel. I was talking about the Warriors, and I'm just prophetic. You don't have to be smart to know what the Warriors are. They are what we thought they were. Steph returns last week, scores 39 points against the Wolves, scores 48 points against the Trailblazers last night. In both games, we were up with under 2 minutes to go, and we lost both games. Paul, as you brought up last week, Steve Kerr said after the game, I'm not doing a very good job this year coaching this team. He took full responsibility publicly. All I have to say to you, Paul, is I was going to save this prediction for predictions of 2026.
Okay.
But then I realized it wasn't very hot. This wasn't a hot take prediction. This is Steve Kerr's last season. This is his last season with the Warriors. He's been incredible. I think he's a Hall of Fame coach, but it feels like the end of the cycle, and I don't think his voice is landing the same way. The young guys are stalled. I think the biggest crime of his coaching career is not figuring out how to integrate Jonathan Kuminga. He's getting healthy DNP coaches' decisions. We gave this guy $45 million 2 months ago, and he can't figure out a way to play him.
Matt, you're cooking, baby. I love it. I got nothing to add to that. I agree with everything you just said. There's something he said. I mean, when Kerr came, the cupboard was full, right?
Yeah.
Mark Jackson kind of teed the thing up.
Yep.
And they had and they were locked and loaded, and they had great players in their prime or coming into their prime. Yeah. He doesn't have that now. Yeah. So, is he a great coach, or was he a good coach with great players who are not great players anymore?
I think he just lost his fastball.
I'm not sure he ever had it, but
Paul,
sure.
You tell me all the time about there's certain things in your life that you wish you had more passion for that you just don't anymore.
That's true, Matt. Like now that I've got fantasy football, I don't watch nearly as much porn.
Hey, listen. Listen. I need to talk to you about that off pod because it's getting out of hand.
Which part?
Loading up the box, all this porn.
Loading up the box, all this shit.
Yeah.
This is for my mother and all of your my aunties and all of your other relatives.
I feel bad I just mentioned porn if your mom's listening to this part of the podcast.
She loves this pod.
Okay.
She loves this.
She's okay when I get a little dirty?
God, she wishes the pod was dirtier. But
she's
folks,
just waiting for beta breakers to happen so she can see another naked man.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
Folks, Steve Kerr's last season, this is all I have to say to you guys. Sometimes the hardest thing to admit is that something great has simply run its course.
Things are not built to last, man. All good things come to an end.
Yeah, I mean, ask Elizabeth Taylor.
What, because she died?
No, she had like 8 husbands.
Oh, okay. I mean, both, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, Jimmy Butler gets $55 million a year to take 11 shots a game. Come on, man. I mean, I know. You know what Jimmy Butler's known for? Charging $100 for a cup of coffee now. Like,
Is that what boldface or whatever the fuck it's called? That's how much it costs to get a cup of coffee there?
just like, dude, you're a max player. Play like one.
Well, look, this is his, what, 5th team?
It's not good enough, Paul.
It's his 5th team.
Like you
I
say,
love the guy, but
like you say to me when we do post-production
Yeah.
on this podcast, you go, it's not good enough.
Right.
Work harder.
right. Work harder. Get back in the lab. Make the fucking reels.
Folks, let's go. Let's end this segment here with the San Francisco baseball Giants. The winter meetings were quiet for every team, really, but it's always quiet for the Giants. They're on the sidelines again. Today, Merrill Kelly re-signed with Arizona, 2 years, $40 million.
That's $20 million a year for Merrill Kelly. The market's exploded. You see Tyler Rogers signed with Toronto, 3 years, $37 million.
Like, they have no idea what they did.
3
We
years,
know Tyler
$37
Rogers.
million.
He's great, but he ain't worth $38 million.
Tatsuya
Imai, our favorite Japanese Tim Lincecum, is still out there. The rumors, and I would love this, let's go get Ketel Marte. He was an all-star. I love him at second base. I love it that his first name is named after my favorite vodka. Can we get
that.
Ketel Marte?
I'd rather get Bombay Sapphire. Ding, ding, ding. I'm a gin guy, Matt.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, I don't think we want Ketel Marte. We have to give up a lot to get him. He's old. There sounds like this Brandon Donovan guy.
I like him a lot.
By the way, the team is devoid of Brandons at the moment. God knows they had so many fucking Brandons before. I guess they have to get one. Now that Crawford and Belt are gone. He's basically a super utility guy. I think you can get it. He's under contract for 2 more years. I think he's a better fit. He's younger, and he's a guy that can cover you in other positions if somebody gets hurt. I don't know what's going on with the Giants. They seem to be out of money. They seem to basically think that they're like the Florida Marlins or something, or the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, who are so cheap that they lost the devil. They're now just the Rays. I don't know. It's frustrating to me. They did, by the way, Matt, win best clubhouse manager for the home team and the visiting team. So they got good employees.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. They're good hosts.
And fucking Jeff Kent. Can I do my pet peeve?
Can I just say something quickly about Brendan Donovan?
Yes.
He'd do great in the sunset. He's Irish. He's got some Irish Pat Lawler juice in him. And I think he would fit really well with the team.
He also can't hit lefties.
You know what? You're saying we have to give too much to trade for Ketel Marte. You know who we should trade for Ketel Marte? How about Marco Luciano? Right?
We could have traded him for a lot of good players.
Yeah, Corbin Burness.
When he was a top 25 prospect, instead of just fucking cutting him and letting Pittsburgh pick him up after we ruined his development.
10 cents on the dollar. That's like pets.com during the internet boom.
No,
getting it on the IPO and then selling it, it's just ridiculous.
But there's a lot of those same guys in their, developing their farm system. I don't understand how they didn't reboot all that when Buster came.
I want to make sure I'm saying this right. It was in Marco Luciano.
Well, you're doing the Italian version.
But
I think it's Luciano.
Okay, Marco Luciano's really.
I think in the Dominican it's Luciano.
Do you feel like Marco Luciano's career kind of parallels my career or your career in Hollywood?
I was a top prospect, Matt.
So was I.
Absolutely was.
Yeah. Unrealized potential. Yes. Do you want to do your pet peeve now?
I mean, yeah, because we're not doing. Are we doing annual pet peeve? This is not my annual. This is a
just a pet peeve.
One.
Just do your pet peeve.
People have heard it already.
Yeah, Jeff
baseball. Kent getting into the Hall of Fame, I'm fine with. Same. Right? Like he's the best hitting second baseman ever. Now, but him getting in and saying, "Oh, well, he was clean," while Bonds doesn't get in because Bonds wasn't clean. I don't care if Jeff Kent was clean. Jeff Kent only is in the Hall of Fame because he hit behind Barry Bonds, right? That's the only reason. If there's no steroided Barry Bonds, there's no Jeff Kent in the Hall of Fame. So as far as he didn't fucking shoot up Barry. He didn't give him the cream, but he benefited from it. And the hypocrisy of the Hall of Fame, I'm just so tired of at this point. I used to be my favorite institution in the world. Now it's gotten fucked up like every other good American institution.
The problem with what you're doing there, Paul, is you're using too much logic.
Well, I understand.
You know what
that.
I mean? And you're absolutely right.
Gil Murphy, Don Mattingly, those guys actually should have gotten in before Jeff Kent. I'm sorry.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I was texting you on the text chain. I was saying they should term out some of these baseball writers. It
wasn't. Do you know who was in that room? John Miller was in that room. Bob Costas was in that room. There's 16 votes. They're only a handful of baseball writers in that thing. Bonds got dinged by a jury of his peers, and now we have to have a fucking Jeff Kent statue at Oracle.
Yeah.
I think they should put it at a local car wash. Remember when he lied about washing his truck and
Yeah,
he
remember that.
broke his wrist?
Yeah,
But he was really on a dirt bike or something.
You know, Nick and I, we were going to.
He did have a great porn stash, though.
Nick and I, for your birthday, we were going to take you to Cooperstown. We were going to do a Beat LA road
I've
trip.
been to Cooperstown.
No, but we're going to do it again because this time we were going to hit the scores. They put a scores right now up in upper state New York.
I bet they
We're not
did.
going to do that now because
Thanks,
they didn't
man.
let bonds in.
Right.
All right,
Please,
folks,
thank
we are going to get to, I think, our best pod of the year. We're going to talk best things of 2025, our best TV shows, movies, sports moments, pop culture, with our producer, Mr. Nick Conrad, right after
Our
this.
best guest of the year.
Folks, welcome back to the Beat LA podcast. Paul right now is checking texts from his agent.
I'm looking for my notes. Looking for
Your
my
notes. Your notes. Well, don't worry about that because we're going to feel the groove here. Folks,
Okay.
once again, it's a tradition unlike any other. It's our best of 2025. And folks, once again, in the house, we have an entrepreneur, an outdoorsman. He's an insane bike rider who bikes mountains. Basically, he's Bear Grylls, but fun. Our talent, producer, editor, DP, a true Renaissance man, Mr. Nick Conrad.
Thank you,
What's
guys.
up?
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here again.
You looking good, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you. You know,
Beard, I like the beard, right?
I grew it out of laziness, and then I got a ton of great feedback from females about
There
it,
you
and
go.
so it
There
was
you
like an easy choice to keep it.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got a little bit of gray in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you seem like, like kind of like an older guy to these women who have daddy issues, which is smart.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, finally, Nick.
What was
Finally, you're
Superman's
getting-
real name? Superman?
Clark Kent.
Clark
You
Kent.
got some like Clark Kent vibes, like if you take the
Oh,
glasses,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's all of a sudden
And then I'm-
women,
yeah, exactly.
they don't know what hit them.
Yeah, I'm a different guy.
You should Fu Manchu it a little bit too, maybe.
You know, the last time I grew this out, I did all sorts of things. I did the general sideburns from like Civil War general, where he shaved this part of it. And then I kept the mustache for a while, and my girlfriend at the time hated it so much, she would Photoshop it out of every photo that we had together.
I understand that.
Wow.
I understand that.
Does everybody do what I do when I have a beard and then I shave it? For at least 15 minutes, you leave the Hitler mustache. Just as the last thing.
You know, sometimes, once in a while.
Yeah, right?
No one's ever
Yeah.
supposed to know about it
I know.
outside of your immediate
I
circle.
leave the mustache because I want to see what it would look like me undercover as a
Oh,
cop.
yeah.
There's a little like I'm the guy with the drug deal, like
Yeah.
send Ferrucci in
Yeah.
to buy the dope from the cartel guy.
One more role you can play.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, this is our best of 2025, which basically means our favorite. Okay, this
Absolutely.
isn't the New York Times over here.
Right.
Yeah, this is our favorite stuff of the year. I think we're going to do this year, Paul. Paul and I were talking about this yesterday. We're not doing a hat this year.
Okay.
It's going to be more like an auction style discussion draft.
Okay.
Where someone's just going to throw out a topic, and then we're just going to give our favorites. Does that sound kosher?
Okay. So we're just going to go around the room? Or
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot of categories here.
Is there a buzzer? Like, what do we got?
I mean, we can like.
I suggested a dartboard. I suggested a spinning wheel. He didn't want any of that shit. Matt doesn't believe in gimmicks.
I don't. Unless
You
I'm
look kind of like a game show host in that jacket.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like fucking Chuck Woolery.
Yeah.
2 and 2. How do you want to start this? Do you want to go first?
Let's let Nick.
Yeah.
Let's Nick start.
Yeah, Nick.
Okay.
He's got to listen to us talk a lot, so let's let him talk.
Let's go favorite sports moment of this past year. Let's start off with the big one.
Sports moment. Favorite
Yeah.
sports moment. Nick, do you want to go? Do you want to go, Paul? You pick who goes
I
first.
have one in the chamber, which is why I said
Then you
it.
go first. Go, bring it.
This is a personal sports moment for me.
Okay.
I work the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah.
And this year it was a complete blowout by halftime. The Eagles were dominating the Chiefs, and I was all too ready to see the Chiefs lose one, but there were a lot of Chiefs fans at the Super Bowl Stadium in New Orleans this year, and they all left in droves.
Oh, yeah.
By halftime, the stadium was like clearing out.
Yeah.
Which enabled me to go find a seat at the 50-yard line and watch the second half of the game uninterrupted, 4 rows up. And I could not believe how fortunate I was to have that opportunity. I may never have it again. So thank you to the Eagles for making that game unwatchable for every Chiefs fan in the stadium.
Paul, how do you feel about this take here?
I love it because I've been to 2 Super Bowls where the Chiefs beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
So I love that you were just marinating at the 50-yard line at their kind of funeral. Because look at him now. Mahomes is hurt.
Yeah.
Not making the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
The end of a
exactly.
run. I think Nick put some bad voodoo.
Who did the halftime show? It was Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, yeah. How can I forget? That was epic.
That was epic. I like that take. I love that your best sports moment is something you personally experienced, whereas I think Paul and I's is something that happened to us, right? Or something.
Because you guys aren't as narcissistic as I am.
No, I'm going to be totally narcissistic, actually. You know me.
Paul, bring it. What's your best favorite sports moment of the year?
I changed it when he started talking. So I don't think it was a great year for our Bay Area sports teams.
You know, you're right.
And not a lot. I mean, the Giants had a bunch of walk-offs, but to what end, right? They ended up 500. You know, the Warriors had that great run last year, but then Steph got hurt in the playoffs. The Niners have been really fun, but I don't think there's a singular moment.
Sure.
So I'm going to go into the bag of Paul likes to talk about Paul. And the highlight of my year was completing my own personal tennis grand slam.
Yeah,
well done.
And going to the French Open, Roland Garros. They don't call it the French Open over there. It's like in Pulp Fiction. They don't know what a fuck a quarter pounder is. They have the metric system.
They got the metric system. They wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
And what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
Anyway, but it was and watching Alcaraz on center court a night session. It was absolutely magical.
Yeah.
Alcaraz gave up a set to some like Bulgarian guy, which I appreciated. So I got a little extra tennis, a 3-hour match. It was truly magical. And my wife was there, and she doesn't like sports, as we know, and she loved it. And if you put her in a box seat and with free drinks, she'll go to any sporting event. I learned.
That's what I love about your wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a woman partner, that she'll just man up and find a way to enjoy herself.
She's there for the vibes.
As long as there's free drinks and good seats and that kind of stuff. Yeah, sure. She's a team player.
Paul, I love this take. Also, I love it because you texted me over the weekend about one of my favorite things of this year was when I was at the U.S. Open and I watched that Russian doubles player
Potapova.
Cut to her Instagram. Okay, she's now going to become an Austrian citizen. Instead of Russian.
Right.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, she's going to play for the Austrian, Davis Cup version, the Fed Cup or whatever.
Some shit like that.
Olympics.
Yeah.
I noticed that you just booked a trip to Austria, man.
I did. I know.
They have beautiful Christmas markets in Austria. You're going to have a great time.
I'm have a great time. I'm going to play this game a little differently. I'm actually going to go where you both guys avoid, which is smart. Last year, you were right, Paul. It's been a bad year for Bay Area sports. Last year, I said the best moment was Steph Curry in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was going to go with originally Patrick Bailey's walk-off against the Dodgers.
High drive! Left field! Out of here!
Which honestly felt like the last truly joyful moment
The
of the Giants
inside
last year.
the park one, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, inside the park.
No. The one he did against the Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
The grand slam.
Okay. Oh, right.
That one. And for about 5 minutes, Giants fans, we were on Viagra level confidence. After that win, we were
tied for first, weren't we? After that?
No, we were in the wild card.
Okay.
We got back into the wild card.
That's right.
And then after that, it was immediately everything went limp for us. And the season collapsed. I'm going to go to the Warriors. And it's great because I can say something to you that you've forgotten. You're going to say, ooh, hopefully that was a great moment. Buddy Hield going absolutely nuclear in that Warriors playoff game against Houston.
The Warriors sniffing it now. Curry, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield for three.
People slept on this, but Buddy had like 26 points in the first half on 7 3-pointers and single-handedly dragged that battered Warriors team into the second round against the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. I thought that was such a fun, joyful thing for Warriors fans.
That's great. Look, see, you don't have to win the whole thing, right? Sometimes you just need to have a great game.
You know, he turned into prime Ray Allen for one night, and I think that felt really good for me, was Buddy Hield being Buddy. Now, like I said last week, we have to literally bomb a house full of chickens to maybe get him back on track.
I was trying to think, what's the best moment we could do that. That's like in WKRP in Cincinnati when they dropped the turkeys and realized they couldn't fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the plane.
Right.
Oh my goodness! Oh, the humanity! People are running about. The turkeys are hitting the ground like sacks of wet cement.
So that actually makes me think. So maybe the highlight of the year for me for the Giants was Adames hitting home run number 30. We haven't had a 30 home run hitter since Bonds retired.
Got it.
So maybe that will kind of change the juju. That's the word I was looking for. Not voodoo, juju.
Voodoo juju.
Juju for 2026.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's move on to our next category. Paul, best what?
Oh, I got a pick?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go best favorite TV show.
Okay.
Favorite TV show?
Let's do it.
You threw it out there. You bring it.
Dude, I'm TV writer. That's it. People ask me, what do you do, Paul? And I'm like, I'm a TV and movie writer, mostly TV.
Yeah.
So that's what I say.
Yeah.
So let's stick
That's
with
who you
what I'm
are.
good. Let's stick
That's
with
what
what I
you-
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Stick with what I know, baby.
Yeah, so talk to me.
By the way, just so you guys know, your Christmas presents are covered this year because I'm swimming in cash. I got a $33 residual check yesterday for the Jonas Brothers TV show.
Oh, nice.
$33.
Nice.
So,
Great.
Secret Santa.
Yeah.
What a windfall.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So you think it'd be bigger? Those guys are still fucking big. Somebody should be watching that dumb show.
The union thing, it all got fucked up
Yeah.
in the
Anyway,
thing.
so am I answering my own question? You should go. Why don't you go ahead?
No, because he answered his own question.
Oh,
you throw it
start
out
by
there.
answering your question. Okay, I don't know how
The
this
precedent's
fucking
been
thing
set.
works. We change it every year.
Favorite TV show, Paul?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with favorite show.
Yeah.
And then I'll do my favorite episode of a TV show.
Oh,
I
okay.
love it.
How
Get
about that?
specific.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite show, believe it or not, 1923, season 2 of 1923,
Okay.
the
Okay.
Taylor Sheridan Yellowstone prequel. And reason why it was I liked it so much, it was because my wife and I watch all these shows together, and often we don't like the show equally. One will kind of suck it up. Like I'm watching this
Yeah.
Claire Danes show, which I want to fucking jump through the TV and
Yeah,
murder
same.
her.
Same. Can I say to you?
The most fucking annoying.
I watched the first episode of
Yeah.
that, and I wanted to finger bang myself. Can I say that out loud?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Yeah,
good
that
thing.
sounds like you were enjoying the show a little bit too much.
And then, but 1923 was the show that we liked the best together.
Got it.
And it's really well done, incredibly romantic. The 2-hour season finale, this whole thing where he's trying to get to his wife and he's coming back from anyway. It's great.
It was your modern day Lonesome Dove. It was your Lonesome
It
Dove.
was,
Yeah,
but it's also the Odyssey, right? You know, and the way it was set up, and it had this really great literally hero's journey set up for the season with these obstacles along the way, all sort of driven by love. You know, it was kind of the TV version in a way of almost like The Princess Bride, because it was so much about like the idea and the power of love. Anyway, I'll get sappy here, but I thought it was just really well done, and the best work Taylor Sheridan's done. So I highly recommend it.
I'm trying to prevent a war here.
It ain't preventable.
He wants to take this place from us.
My favorite episode of television was the last episode of Adolescence, which was the most gut-wrenching thing I think I've ever seen in television. I didn't love the series. There were parts of it that I thought the little kid struggled with his role a little bit, and the believability of it. But the fucking Stephen Holmes as a father in that thing should win every acting award known to man for his performance in that last episode.
You're a good dad, a great dad.
He hasn't been found guilty, he's been accused.
I love it. Adolescence was on my list. Actually, what I had originally, I was going to go with, you're talking about 1923. I was saying, give Paramount Plus its due. They had a great season. The MVP season as a network streamer, with Mobland and what's the one that I love with the girl? Lioness. There you go.
Pull that out of nowhere.
Lioness.
But Paramount Plus is kind of the Taylor Sheridan network, right?
Yeah, but now they're moving to Peacock.
Landman.
Apparently. Yeah, exactly. Landman, I love. Paul, my, obviously Task, back up the U-Haul, give them all the Emmys. I love this. I love the studio.
Task was not nominated for Best Show by the Golden Globes, believe it or not.
Well, the Golden Globes, as we know, me and you are intimately knowledgeable, even though they've revamped their thing on what you got to be on the grift. You got to be on the take to get anything done.
I love that about them.
Apparently, there's a rumor.
By the way, I might have gotten paid off today to say 1923.
You might have. Did you hear the
$33?
Yeah, $33. Right. Actually, the greatest show of the year is the Jonas Brothers show from 2010.
Go stream it if you're not already.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So Task, I loved. The studio, I loved. Adolescence, The Agency. Everyone slept on The Agency. You got to see that's with Michael Fassbender. It was great. Jeffrey Wright, Richard Gere. But my favorite television show of the year, Your Friends and Neighbors, I think, was
I didn't see that
one of my
coming.
favorite sneaky shows of the year. John Hamm playing a rich guy behaving badly, Paul.
Princeton tennis player.
Basically is a cheat code for me and Paul. It's aspirational and pathetic in the same way, at the same time, which is my favorite lane. It's basically Robin Hood, a Robin Hood show if Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave it exclusively back to himself. And I respected the honesty.
How are the kids? Oh, they're fine. Wife, ex-wife.
Well, I gotta deliver some bad news. You're fired.
What?
I loved that show. The other one I loved is Mobland. Mobland absolutely ripped, and I don't understand why more people didn't watch it. Tom Hardy.
I didn't watch it.
Tom Hardy is one of the best actors in the game, hands down. It's a full tour de force performance. Helen Mirren playing the villain was so delicious. Pierce Brosnan was a gangster.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man. And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
If that doesn't sell you, why are you watching television? I absolutely loved it. And for my best episode of the season, Paradise, episode 7. It was a show with Sterling K. Brown. If you know, you know. It was one of the greatest episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah. Singularly.
Remind me what Paradise was about again?
It's about basically Armageddon happens, like a full-scale Code Red event, and the United States government has to go underground.
Okay.
And they're like underground. There's like 2 million people were like decided to go underground, and it's basically like a Truman Show underneath America while the world above is fucked. And
Isn't that what Fallout's about?
I don't watch Fallout.
Fallout was it's post-apocalyptic. There is no government. It's like it's tiny factions of kind of creating their own societies.
By the way, this Kettle vodka is delicious.
Yeah, it's about time you drank on a fucking pod.
Thanks to Kettle for sponsoring the show.
We should all be hammered.
Nick, favorite TV show? Best TV show of the year?
Favorite TV show? I'm going to echo. I've got 3. 2 of them were ones that you already said. Task, loved. The Studio, absolutely loved. And then the third was one that I did not see myself enjoying as much as I did.
What's that?
It's The Pit.
Oh, The Pit.
Okay.
The Pit. I had heard nothing but great things about it, so I just threw it on one night. I have never really enjoyed like medical dramas. I've never really been a fan of Grey's Anatomy, ER, but this one grabbed me by the throat and would not let me go. I was involved from the get-go, and I just didn't want to stop watching. I loved the characters. I loved the way they did the story, and I just wanted more. And I'm so glad it's coming back in January.
It makes me never want to go into an ER.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to be the guy out there in the waiting room getting really mad that it's been 6 hours and I have not even seen a doctor yet.
Is this a drill?
Westbridge Hospital has shut down all the computer systems.
Are we next?
We're about to go analog.
Can I just quickly shout out Paul Rule right now?
Yes.
Like, what a giving. He leaned back so the camera can give you your shot there.
And I realized we're having a conversation, so I don't need to sit up here. I'm sitting with my friends having a conversation.
Paul's the type of actor where it doesn't matter if the camera's not on him. He's going to be behind camera giving you your lines with the gravitas you need to make your performance better.
Look, I'm also in a jacket and tie here, and I think that the eye's going to be drawn to the jacket and tie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like. And Nick's a little underdressed today. I know he reached out about the dress code.
Yeah.
And I was told I didn't need a blazer, and I should have.
You know what?
I should have brought a blazer.
You don't need to be told to do stuff, Nick. You're a grown up.
I am.
Yeah, you look great. Don't get me wrong. You look youthful. Except for that little gray in the beard.
Just underdressed today.
This is good because I have not seen The Pit, and I want to see it. I've not seen The Studio. I didn't think I'd like The Studio because I don't necessarily like inside Hollywood shit. I've lived it for too long.
Okay.
But you've told me it was great.
It
Maybe I'll
transcended
finally
that
get
because,
to it.
I can't really watch award shows anymore just because of the inside Hollywood. Us being in the game, it's hard.
Well, dude, that's also so self-congratulatory bullshit,
but
right?
The Studio, it sends itself up in a way that feels fresh.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really great filmmaking. I love that. All right, I'm just going to stay with the theme here on the creative. Let's do best movie, a.k.a. favorite movie of the year. All right. Now, everyone here knows I loved Weapons. I thought that was one of my favorite pieces of filmmaking. I loved Friendship. I know you didn't.
Correct.
Friendship was one of my favorites. But my favorite best movie of the year, it was so easy. It was F1 was the most fun I had in the movie theater all year. I saw it twice in IMAX. The movie absolutely cooked. Brad Pitt trying to steal one last moment of greatness from a younger, faster 20-something hit me right in the middle of my midlife crisis heart, which I think is exactly where most of our listeners are right now. It's a movie about experience still mattering, about knowing who you are when the clock is loud. And it reminded me of going to the movies in the 80s when studios greenlit movies because executives were doing too much cocaine and just wanted to entertain people. Big stars, big swings, zero shame. It was a perfect movie.
Formula One is a team sport. It always was.
Well done.
Well done. And yet, Joe Kosinski, he between that and the Top Gun reboot, he's basically
he's on fire.
Yeah, he's making Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer type 80s movies. It's fucking fantastic.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Matt, I know that you and I have a long history of disagreeing on movie choices, TV shows, even Friends and Neighbors. Yeah. I liked that show at the start of it, but towards the end, it lost me. I thought
I'm with Nick on that one, actually.
It just so happens that we both have the same favorite movie this year.
Get out of here.
Truly.
High fives.
Yeah.
Okay.
F1 was one of the, I was talking to you guys before the show about this. I did not see a lot of movies this year in theaters, but F1 was one that, based on your recommendation, I went and saw in theaters and did not regret a second of it. I loved it. The soundtrack by Hans Zimmer was excellent. Brad Pitt's acting was excellent. Joseph Kosinski's directing, excellent. It just blew me away at every opportunity.
Thanks for the head start, Chief.
Hey, lose that lead, I'll kill you.
You know what F1 did? F1 took that other big summer movie, Mission Impossible, and didn't ask for consent.
Yeah.
Which it did to Mission Impossible. Jesus. Holy shit. And on that note, Paul, what was your favorite best movie of 2025?
So I'm gonna do my favorite movie, and then I'm gonna do my favorite fiction movie, and then I'm gonna do a nonfiction.
Give it
movie.
to us. I'm excited.
Okay?
Yeah.
So my favorite, we've talked about it on the pod. My favorite movie of the year was Sinners. I was totally surprised that was gonna happen.
I'm shocked, by the way. Can I just say real quick? I've known Paul for a long time. This is a wonderful take because I am shocked that he liked Sinners. I thought it would immediately go into that other category for you, and you loved it.
I loved it. So Ryan Coogler, look, I loved his reboot of the Rocky Balboa stuff, right? I thought that was great. Yeah. I think his stuff's been a little hit and miss. I actually did not like Black Panther. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this movie did a bunch of things that I love about movies. One, it combined genres. I love when movies are like, if it's like Japanese cinema, there's like movie Audition I've talked about. It starts literally out as a romantic comedy and turns into this crazy like torture porn thriller, like horror movie. And the Japanese do this really well. Korean cinema does it well. He combined genres in a way that really I feel like only Tarantino can do. Right, Tarantino's movies combine genres, right, and they feel pulpy and they feel commercial, but they actually have something to say. I thought this movie also handled a tricky topic, which basically is the racial history of this country, and did it in a non-preaching way that kind of balanced it. Right, I didn't feel like I was being talked to or given a history lesson, or being made to feel bad that somehow I
was complicit in all of it.
Complicit in this, right?
Hey there, we heard tale of a party.
You did?
You wouldn't mind us coming in now, would you? We hungry as dogs.
Woof, woof.
And it was fun, and the music, and it was great. Like, I said, and Kristen loved it too. And I remember I turned around, I'm like, that's going to be on Broadway soon.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's a perfect thing to adapt and turn it into a musical too, right? Yeah. We just saw Hadestown when we were in New York, which we loved, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's not.
I live in there. I live in there.
Yeah, you do. But it had some Hadestown elements to it. It's New Orleans and it's the music and the devil and all that. Anyway, Hadestown's worth seeing too. But anyway, my other favorite thing, I love rock docs. I watched it not once but twice. They're my band of the year, and they're also my favorite documentary of the year. Oasis Supersonic. It's about the first two records that they made that were both the biggest. They were the biggest band in the world, not necessarily in the U.S., but those two classic albums, Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory, and their creative sort of genius zenith. And I love how that shit works, and the Warren Gallagher brothers and all that stuff. If you're on an airplane, it's my #1 airplane movie of the year. Watch Supersonic.
Got it. I love this, Paul. I love Paul. Like Paul loving Sinners gives me hope for him as a human. And guess what? I didn't love Sinners. Sinners is one of those movies that was on. I'm not like Isaac.
It missed with you.
It absolutely missed. But Paul loving it. I love that about Paul because you think you know someone's tastes,
right?
And then they come out of left field. It's one of my favorite things about having discussions about stuff. You just don't want to be predictable.
It kind of, I mean, I went in with slightly low expectations. I think maybe you told me you hadn't loved it, but I had heard that people didn't necessarily love it, that it kind of had divided the audience. And so there you go, man. I like to surprise you, man.
All right, Nick, your next category. I want to throw you, and listen, by the way, if we don't have an answer for these, you can just go, you can write solo on an album, on an island with something.
Yeah.
So go for it.
2026 sports prediction.
Oh, baby cakes. Here we go.
So this is based on nothing but hope. And so next year we have the World Cup coming to America.
Yeah.
And there are going to be games played at SoFi Center, which is so cool.
Yeah.
My prediction is that the U.S. men's national team is going to make it to the quarterfinals.
God bless America.
Good for you, man.
Let's play the music.
Based on nothing at all other than I want to see them do well. I know that they have not played very well in international matches in the past few years, and it's not looking good for their chances, but I think we can make it out of the group stages for sure and then win maybe another game or two beyond that.
I love that. I love that you didn't go with a UConn take here for your prediction.
Exactly. Yeah. Kirk put an idea in my head last episode. Yeah.
We're kind of a soccer podcast now. We've added that to
we're men in coats right now.
We've added that to our mix, the arrows in our
I like
quiver.
that, Nick. I like that, Nick. You went sort of like a wild card there.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be completely predictable. Paul.
Well, first of all, I just want to do this for 1 second, talk about soccer. So how unbelievable was the fucking draw? Did you watch the FIFA,
We did. Me and you were texting each other. It's one of our favorite things ever.
For Trump getting the first
Peace Prize.
annual FIFA Peace Prize.
Oh, God.
Then finishing with the Village People doing YMCA, which is Trump's favorite song, interestingly enough. I don't know if he knows what it's about.
Right.
But I think he does know.
Hang out with all the boys. But then the U.S. clearly, because Trump was like, hey, we may not let Haiti into play. We may not let Iran in. We're going to take the games out of Boston because there's too much crime. And so they're kissing his ass. And that, I guarantee that went to our fucking draw. Our draw is ridiculous. In
our group, the U.S. group, we have Australia, Panama, Paraguay.
And then the winner of some
Slovakia and Turkey.
Slovakia and Turkey. We could easily lose to all those teams, but on paper, it's an easy. There's no group of death. We got a home field advantage.
We talked about this. There's no group of death anymore because they expanded the draw.
Right.
That's there. And also they interviewed the coach Ponchetti. Pochettino afterwards on Fox, and you could tell he was giddy. He was trying to hold back the smile on how. You know what actually pissed me off about that draw? So the cities, L.A., San Francisco, Bay Area, Dallas, Chicago, Seattle, they're all hosting.
Yeah.
The Bay Area, San Francisco got the worst draw. We have like Switzerland, Jordan, Algeria. No one in the top 30 is going to San Francisco. My brother calls me. He goes, dude, did you see who's Dallas is getting? The Netherlands, Argentina, England, they're all coming to Dallas. I'm like, fuck.
We by the way, the U.S. is playing twice here in L.A.
Yep.
But you know who else is playing twice? Iran. So I know we got a big Persian community in this town, but boy, do you think maybe they're going to do that so they can just blow it up? Like Trump's like put them all in one thing. And,
exactly.
By the way, we should try to get Beat LA press credentials. I had a couple of people say, "Are you guys getting press credentials to stuff?" We should try to get.
We've earned it.
So can you look into that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Should my prediction be that pawn shop opens or does not open for the World Cup? Pawn shop, our friend Diego Torres Palma.
That's you already said it. It's out there. That's a prediction for 2026.
Pawn shop will be open by World Cup.
Anyway, that's not my prediction. But I'm an investor, so fucking better be, Diego. Plus, we want to start doing the pod there, although we would miss Mark. Anyway, my prediction, I loved your prediction about Steve Kerr being his last year, but I guess that's not going to be your...
No, that's just a reality.
Okay, so my prediction, this may happen soon. So it may actually be the end of 2025. Ooh. Everybody's grousing about what's going on with the Giants. That they're not signing anybody. They're not spending any money. Something is in the works. Something is happening.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get the Japanese pitcher. Remember last year I was screaming, I want my Japanese. I think they're going to get him. I think they're signing him.
First off, I want to say I love that you used the "get off my lawn" word in grousing. Last year, you know what your prediction was last year?
Famous grouse is a Scotch, and I was at my tennis club Christmas party last night.
Do you know what your prediction was last year?
That the fucking giant
Shanahan and Lynch were going to divorce each other.
Right.
And mine was I said LeBron was going to come to the Warriors in a trade.
Okay, so basically you're saying that I'm totally fucking wrong about this.
No, actually, I'm saying you're right. No, that could happen. Both of your things could happen. I like you guys playing in the land of reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine?
I feel like you're not going to be in the land of reality.
Last year I said LeBron's going to come to us in a midseason trade. The Warriors were just dying last year. Guess what? We're in the same position. The Warriors are going to make a big trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo in the spring of next year. The trade deadline is
excellent pronunciation.
Okay, thank you. You know, I spent
Luciano.
You were in the green room practicing that, weren't you?
No, I'm pretty good with a couple of names.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's my wild prediction for 2026. The Warriors trade for Giannis. I don't know how they do it. They can do it, actually. We have 4 first-round picks that we have control of. Jimmy or Draymond has to be in the mix. Actually, Jimmy does to match salary, but I don't care what it costs. We got to do it. Steph's window, Paul, is closing, and at some point, I think sentimentality has to lose to urgency. Titles don't come from loyalty. They come from aggression, Paul. You taught me that. First time I met Paul, he told me that. And I think they trade for Giannis in 2026.
I'm going to make one other prediction. I love that prediction.
Thank you.
I'm going to say it right now, Matt.
You do it, because I have it right here. It was my second prediction, but you say it for me.
49ers are going to win the Super Bowl.
God damn it, give it up. There it is. I have it right here, too. Yeah.
Maybe going out on a limb here, Matt, and anti-negging. I know that's a mistake, but there's something about this team. They got so much fucking heart. It's incredible, right? With all the injuries they had. Yep. There's a stat. They get an extra touchdown a game because of their special teams. That's how much they've improved. That's the kind of thing that wins you a Super Bowl. They were one fucking PAT away from Jake Moody of winning that Super Bowl in 2023.
Yeah.
So I think there's some magic in this team. The Giants teams that won the World Series were imperfect teams, but they were teams, right?
Yeah.
And they had each other's backs, and they fucking had the magic. Anyway, I think there's a chance.
Well, you know what? This is the first time since 1995. This is the first time in 30 years that a Brady, Manning, or Mahomes will not be in the playoffs.
So 30 years.
30 years. So,
wow.
Yes, I think if the 49ers, if we're not the 7th seed, we have a real good chance of doing the whole fucking thing.
So does the fact that it's at Levi's Stadium play into your prediction at all? Like the home field advantage?
That usually doesn't work, although it did work the year that Tampa Bay won. They played in Tampa.
That's right.
But it usually doesn't work that way. And actually, didn't the Rams also win in their own stadium?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
So maybe that thing's changing.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, we're going to move on. I want to move here to, let's go. I'm going to go with the best pet pleasure or pet peeve of the year.
Okay.
In general. All right, and this is where I'm going to go with it this year. You know, my pet peeve of the year is basically the Dodgers Netflix mentality that has taken over the world. My pet peeve is this year. It's what I'm calling the Dodgers mentality, guys. It's when the richest guy in the room decides he needs everything, not because it's better and not because it makes sense, but simply because he can. The Dodgers buying up baseball like it's monopoly money, Netflix trying to swallow Warner Brothers and HBO, Paramount, getting picked just to clean up, in Hollywood pretending that this is all a smart business. It's not smart business. And it just drives me crazy because at some point you have to ask why. Why do you need it all, Paul? Why do these men need it all? How many boats do you need to water ski behind?
Yachts, man. From Wall Street. Cut to
the clip.
So tell me, Gordon, when does it all end, huh? How many yachts can you water ski behind? How much is enough?
It's not a question of enough, pal. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses.
You know, this kind of consolidation doesn't make sports better. It doesn't make movies better. It just makes everything blander and more top-heavy. It's bad for competition, bad for creativity. And we're all supposed to sit here and nod like this is progress, and it's not. It's just greed for a nicer press release. That is my pet peeve of the year. The Dodgers Netflix mentality.
Let him cook, baby.
Motherfuckers, let's go.
Look, we're the BLA podcast. Both those things are bad things coming from LA.
Now, this was a little wild card category for me. Do you have any kind of pet peeve, pet pleasure of the year?
Pet pleasure, yes.
Sure.
Sports docuseries.
Okay.
They have made me fall in love with sports again. I don't have a lot of time to watch things live anymore, specifically because, like, as a East Coast sports fan, it's never a good time of day for me. So sports documentaries are how I start caring about sports again. Between Hard Knocks, quarterbacks, receivers, Drive to Survive, I now am able to learn about the participants, know what it takes to succeed at that level, and I just love these sports again as a result of them.
I love that. It's just so earnest.
It is earnest.
Yeah, man.
I already had a pet peeve, which is the Jeff Kent thing. Do I have an overall thing? Yeah, I got a bunch of little ones. I was in San Francisco this weekend for SantaCon. You know what SantaCon is, right? It's basically slutty Christmas.
Slutty Christmas.
Yes. In San Francisco, everyone gets drunk.
Was that a pleasure or a peeve?
Right. It was a pleasure. It was kind of an old guy, ogling, walking around, going on an errand, down to Polk Street.
Yeah.
And LA, another bad LA thing. They don't fucking SantaCon here.
Too big. Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a small pet peeve.
Yeah, I like it.
But I just wanted to talk about SantaCon.
Yeah, no,
Thank you for bringing that
glad you
up.
threw it out there.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, hey, the Gen Z, millennials, nobody drinks anymore. I mean, this guy is a bad example, but everybody in San Francisco was getting shit-faced. I don't know if it was just and hooking up. They say nobody hooks up anymore.
Yeah.
I think
there
was hope for the future.
Apparently, a guy created it like a Hallmark card event, and I think more of these things needed to be created.
Yeah, he's finally owning it. There was an article in the Journal about this guy. Did it like 30 years ago. And he had distanced himself from it, and now he's owning it.
Hold on. We have SantaCon, we have Mardi Gras, we have Halloween. We need another two or three more of these cons
throughout the year.
Beat LA Day.
Beat LA Day.
I got to figure out what the slutty outfit for that is.
Niche.
I mean, the Beta Breakers is basically Beat LA Day.
It's true.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Paul.
So I don't really. I mean, I could go on a list of things, both sides. I'm gonna go low hanging fruit, Matt.
Yeah.
AI.
Oh wow!
I got a little peeve about this AI thing.
Pet peeve of the year.
Times
give it to me.
Person of the Year.
Well, like the Merriam-Webster dictionary has like the word of the year. I think this year it's 6-7. You know what 6-7
of course.
is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, and I do too. That's how current I am.
Yeah.
And but AI, right? That's kind of the fucking other word of the year. And it's coming for all of us. And all this shit you're talking about Hollywood. That's why this is happening. Disney just licensed for $1 billion to OpenAI, their animated characters, right?
Yeah.
And we're all going to be, and it's going to happen in Hollywood first. We're all going to be obsolete. You hear about this actress that was created by this filmmaker?
Sure, I did. Yeah, that was earlier this year. I remember that. Yeah.
Anyway, it's I don't know how it's all going to turn out.
Well, Paul,
maybe it won't be as bad as I think.
Paul, we were talking about this yesterday at the bar. I did the Apple Vision Pro demo at Apple.
Okay.
And they had an immersive 3D component where I was watching sports and TV and movies within this 3D element. It's incredible. And once they figure that out, it's fucking game over. Now, apparently the porn now, it's and I'm just using this as an example, not to be dirty. It's it's going to fucking fuck so many people up because it's just so real. And I just don't know how you come back from that.
He said apparently he hasn't seen it.
That was not part of the demo.
But what's crazy, and this is why I love the Beat LA podcast, is this was his pet peeve of the year. My personal pet pleasure of the year was AI.
See?
Okay.
AI for me has changed my life. It's the way I'm using it. And I'm a director, I'm a writer. Within my creativity, it's really changed the game for me. But I think you're right,
Look, it's a great tool for creative people. There's no question. I just wonder when it's going to make creative people obsolete.
You know what they say?
It's not there yet, but it's moving. It's moving fast.
It's moving very fast.
Did Karl Marx say it's the survival of the fittest?
I don't know. That was probably Darwin.
Darwin.
Let's not. Yeah.
No, I think it's the survival of the most adaptable. That's how you're going to move today in today's world, and AI is a part of that.
Those who can use AI.
So get on the train with me.
I've got on the train. It's helping. I worry about.
But I like your take.
I worry about where it's going.
Yeah.
I have this very love-hate relationship with it too because Mitch, I like stocks, man. I like to make money on the stock market.
You do.
And I don't want there to be an AI bubble because that would be bad for my portfolio. Yeah. So.
Hey, we could go all day with this one. Paul, do you have another
Blue
category?
Horseshoe loves
Endicott Steel.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? You have another category for best of?
Oh shit! I got to think about that. Do you?
I do.
Okay,
I can throw
why don't
something
you do
out.
it?
Yeah. How about best? I have best wild card.
Okay. Yeah.
Best wild card.
Yeah.
Right. So just any topic,
anything that you're best of this year. Let me find it. My best wild card of the year, and I'm giving him, and I haven't talked to you about this, but I'm giving him the Beat LA Best of Man of the Year trophy to Daniel Lurie, the mayor of San Francisco.
I love that we have a trophy now. This is great. It's like the Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's a Beat LA Man of the Year.
Crime is down in San Francisco nearly 40%. Murder rates are at levels we haven't seen since 1950, which somehow never gets talked about. Only the bullshit gets talked about. But this guy's out on the streets every fucking day, shaking hands and kissing babies, doing everything one man could possibly do to bring the city back that was on the brink. We still have our problems in the city, but anyone declaring it dead from the sidelines is full of shit. Daniel Lurie, you win the Beat LA Matt Ferrucci Best Things of 2025 award. Let's go.
That's great. We actually should have a trophy. Maybe send him a coffee mug.
I'm going to send him a coffee mug. Also, I have another just real quick one.
Yeah,
I had
go for it.
Klay Thompson, national treasure. Klay Thompson dating Megan Thee Stallion is one of the greatest things I love. I don't care what people say. He's never chased approval, Klay Thompson, okay? He's an original in the simplest form, and when he retires, we're going to miss him. And I just think him dating her and domesticating one of the baddest women who's like on the Mount Rushmore of twerking is pretty, it's a really good achievement for Klay Thompson.
You want what's best for him.
For him, yes, exactly. Do you have any wild card bests?
I do, actually. Super Bowl host cities, which just so happens to be San Francisco this year, or not San Francisco, but Santa Clara this year. My thing is that they do such a great job of hosting every year. It's such a vibe. The energy is high. If you are able to just go to the city. If you can't get a ticket to the game, don't worry. Just be in the vicinity because it's such a great place to be. And I know that we are a San Francisco-based podcast, and it just so happens to be in the Bay Area this year. But anywhere it is, go to it. It's worth your time.
I didn't see that one coming at all.
No.
And most people don't, they say, oh, it's too expensive. There's massive clusterfuck. But you keep going because you're actually working. So you actually have access that most other people don't have.
But even then,
so call Nick, Nick, maybe Nick can get you some access.
Yes.
When you do
right.
this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Particularly if you are
I'm given
an
100
attractive
free
single woman.
passes to the game.
Paul, do you have any?
That's hopeful. He's a very hopeful guy. People will say, "Hey, people are negative about the future." He's the future.
Well, that's what balances our pod out.
I know it's amazing.
It's the foundation of our pod.
We've got the neg and
Paul,
the
do you have any last best things in your pocket?
Cool. Couple things. So we never talk about music on this podcast. So I'm going to go to a correspondent. Okay. My friend Tony Campaglia, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Tony is the only guy I know in his 50s who still listens to current music. And so I go to Tony, and this is going to be I'm going to have a category in a second. But I go to Tony. I say, hey, Tony, what should I listen to? So he said his band of the year is a band called Spiritual Cramp.
Ooh, what a name.
And they are a San Francisco band. Mm-hmm. And their new album called Rude, a lot of it's about the fact that lead singer moved to L.A. and fucking hates L.A. And it's a great record. It's a great kind of punky, fucking the kind of stuff I love growing up. I listened to it all weekend. Anyway, check out if you're looking for a cool new San Francisco band.
Spiritual Cramp.
Spiritual Cramp.
Spiritual Cramp. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I failed to mention is I want to make a sporting event. My favorite sporting event of the year, to me, was the finals of the French Open. I forgot to talk about the Alcaraz Sinner match. Just real quick, I literally have gone back and watched it. Like I don't rewatch. The only tennis match I ever rewatched in my life was the Federer-Nadal finals 2008 Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so tennis is in good hands. Everyone knows how much I love tennis.
It's over. Carlos Alcaraz reigns in Roland Garros.
I love it.
Okay.
Folks, I think we did it. I think we did our 2025 best things.
Absolutely.
I have one thing, one last category. Can I throw it in there?
Yeah. Go. I thought it was done. Yeah, go.
New Year's resolutions.
Oh, wow. I love it. Here comes the self-help.
Yeah.
Paul, since you brought that, give me yours, and it might feed something for me.
Okay, so I look back. My New Year's resolutions. So in the past, sometimes I've been able to keep them, and sometimes I haven't. Like one year, is drink more coffee. That was my New Year's resolution because I didn't like coffee, and I thought I'd get more done. And then one was learn to inhale cigarettes because I would sit at a bar and when I was like 25 and I'd smoke a cigarette, but I wouldn't inhale it. I'd look like an idiot. So then I started inhaling and then I never wanted another cigarette. So sometimes I'm good at it. This year it was listen to more new music and read 10 books. I read one book because I read my fucking phone too much because of fantasy football. I kind of leaned in on the listen to new music. Anyway, my New Year's resolution for the coming year is one of my New Year's resolutions from last year, which is I want to read more fucking books. I think the phone is the devil. We were this weekend, last weekend, we were with my incredibly cute little nephew, Parker. Parker's 2 years old. For 1 second, he got his hands on the phone. And when we took it away from him, he had an absolute meltdown. All he wanted to do was touch it and have it do things. So it wasn't like he was watching a video
dopamine.
on it. Anyway, it's
Instant
ruining
dopamine.
my brain. And I was at this incredible trip to the Grand Canyon. I had digital detox for a week. So I just, and maybe it's an extension, is more digital detox. Find ways to digital detox. That's my New Year's resolution.
That's a good.
I love that. I love that.
But not around the Beat LA podcast. Watch that all day, every day.
Yeah, exactly.
On repeat.
Yeah, or listen. Just listen. Like your ears.
Nick, do you have one off the cuff that you could flip out there?
Absolutely.
Throw out there?
I feel like I'm a very opportunistic kind of guy. If something is presented to me, I'm a yes man. I will say yes. I will join you on your adventure. But in doing so, I'm not very intentional about like the things that I want to do. And so like there are places in the world that I would like to travel to that I have been waiting for an opportunity to be presented, and I've never gone as a result of that. And so I want to go to Italy this year.
That's great.
I've wanted to go, and I've just been waiting. It's like, I have the means. Why don't I just make it happen? And so that's my New Year's resolution, be more intentional about my travel. And so Italy 2026.
I love it. We're going to miss him. He's going to be in Italy. We're going to have to figure out how to do this podcast.
I was going to say, you better give us your schedule ahead of time. You're not as free as you think you are.
Right.
I've never felt more on the spot on the Beat LA podcast than right at this moment, because I want to say something interesting, but you know, I have a saying that I've said a little bit around this year, and I'm trying to live by this new credo, Paul, which is everything that I'm looking for is on the other side of fear. So anytime I run into something that scares me, I have to ask myself, do I not want to do this because of some logistical reason, or is it because it scares me? And I think every time I say yes to something that scares me, I grow as a person. So I'm going to try to keep doing that. And then also, I think personally, I have to be more intentional about what Matt Ferrucci is. I think there's this producer, director, podcast, LA creatives. It's too much. I think I got to get more specific. And I think if I get more specific, my life will be better. I'll be happier, which means the pod will be better, and I'll be a better friend to everybody else.
I like that.
Here's to being more intentional.
Right.
Fucking A.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say after that, man. That was beautiful.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
I want to make a joke so bad to cut some dirty joke to cut the noise here. But that was our best things of 2025. Nick, thanks for hanging and jumping in with us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
And we are going to be right back right after this quick break. All right, folks, we're back. We just wanted to wrap this up real quick. Once again, shout out to Nick Conrad for jumping in and coming with his takes. It really just balances us out, Paul.
Look, and there's not a Thanksgiving episode, but we are very grateful and thankful for Nick, because this pod would not exist without him.
And listen, Nick's done a lot of like dirty things for us.
He does.
He's our Batman.
Yeah.
Hey, that was supposed to stay secret.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Well, you know, so it reminds me of a story. I had a neighbor. His name was Cy Marsh. He was a great guy. He lived underneath me on Blackburn Avenue. He had been Sammy Davis Jr.'s manager. And Cy didn't drink alcohol. So Cy's job was to go to Vegas with the Rat Pack, sign all the bills, and then tell the guys the next day what they had done. And his job was basically to kind of water it down. And that's kind of Nick. Yeah. Nick's kind of, he's sort of, you know.
He's the yin to my yang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's there to cover things up and make us look better and make me feel less bad about doing dumb stuff.
Folks, this episode of the Beat LA podcast is brought to you by Day Trip Beverages.
On goes the hat.
Day Trip makes delicious prebiotic sodas that taste great and are actually good for your gut. No weird stuff, no bullshit, just clean ingredients and great flavors. Big thank you to Day Trip Beverages and Pet Pro Supply Co. for supporting the show all year. We truly could not do this pod without you.
Right. Shout out goes to Joey Canada from Day Trip. Good
Russ Medina.
Friend. Russ Medina. Thank you, Russ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got the Day Trip hat on. I hope it doesn't clash with my Christmas tie.
And nothing clashes, baby.
Yeah, by the way, this Christmas time my mother gave me. So.
You know, and if it does clash, one of your favorite bands of all time was The Clash.
That's absolutely true.
That's true.
Anyway, drink some day trip this holiday season.
Yeah, put it in.
It'll. If you have too much eggnog, it'll balance it out with a prebiotic. If you have the CBD sparkling soda, you know, maybe put a little eggnog in that.
Yeah,
make it sparkling eggnog.
Paul, what I want to do real quick, I wouldn't be doing my job as a podcaster. Yeah. I know we just did our best things, but everyone's going to be home with family.
Okay.
And just a couple of things. Jay Kelly came out.
Oh, the Adam Sandler, George Clooney, Noah Baumbach movie.
Yeah, everyone can pass on that one.
I'm not trying. You know me, I'm not a big Noah Baumbach guy.
I was a huge disappointment. I really, really wanted to love it. I think there's some themes there that are really interesting about a movie star on the last legs that we will enjoy, actually. But as a whole, that movie was a complete swing and miss.
Nice, okay.
Knives Out 3, better than 2, worse than 1.
Okay.
But Josh O'Connor, our friend from Challengers,
yeah,
is great in it. It's great in it. So that was good.
I'll watch it. Those are like comfort food movies, I feel like at this stage, right?
And if you're looking for a tragic comedy, is that a term?
Tragic comedy.
Tragic comedy. Yeah. There's a wonderful independent television show on Mubi, your favorite
I love Mubi.
Streamer. It's called Hal and Harper, and it stars Mark Ruffalo.
Wow, he's everywhere, that guy.
And I thought it was really fun, really inventive. So if you're looking for a show, Hal and Harper is something I'd recommend.
Okay, that's amazing, Matt.
Paul, final shout outs before we go away for the year.
So I realized, so this could, I'll get to a shout out real quick, shout outs, but the one thing that came to me when I was sitting with you gentlemen at the end of our roundtable was, and this could be maybe my other New Year's resolution, but this is, we like to lean into self-help a little bit. I'm reading The Soul of the Game, which is about Joe Pisansky, the baseball writer, wrote a book where he traveled around America with Buck O'Neill. Buck O'Neill was a great Negro League player who became famous in the Ken Burns documentary Baseball. There is a passage in it that has literally changed how I'm seeing the world.
Okay.
So Pisansky's at this game, I think pronouncing his last name right, at this game with Buck O'Neill, and this guy next to them gets a foul ball. He's in a tie like mine, a business suit, and he takes it away from this little kid. And the writer's like, fuck that guy. You should give it to the kid. And Buck O'Neill turns to him and says, how do you know he doesn't have a kid at home? And he says, well, he doesn't look the type, but I guess he could have a kid at home. He says, he has a kid at home. Why didn't he bring the kid to the game? He goes, well, maybe his child is sick. And he said that was Buck O'Neill's view of the world, that there was always a positive way to look at a situation. Instead of saying, I hate that guy because he's an asshole, he took a ball from a kid, he tried to make in his mind that there was a valid reason for it and leaned into the humanity of everyone he came across.
Yeah.
And it's kind of changed the way I look at the world. So that would be my advice for people in 2026. Think about Buck O'Neill.
I love that,
Think
Paul.
about that story.
I love that, Paul. That was great. That actually made me think of something. We're a Hollywood podcast, and we've been around the block. And I think I would be remiss if we didn't, just for a minute, talk about this Rob Reiner thing that happened. We're doing this on Monday, literally the day after the night when the news broke last night about Rob Reiner. We're not going to get into the details of what happened, but me and you have talked about for years that one of our favorite scripts and favorite movies and favorite rom-coms of all time is When Harry Met Sally. That is one of my favorite films of all time. I mean, the 6-year run of this guy had.
It was that run with
Stand By Me.
Started with Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, Princess Bride, Few Good Men,
Misery, and When Harry Met Sally. But this guy was like the mayor of Brentwood. People loved him. It was like him and Henry Winkler were like the most beloved men of Hollywood. And it's really sad to see him go. But I just wanted to say, if you haven't seen When Harry Met Sally in a long time, go see that movie. That movie was incredible. Did you have any Rob Reiner run-ins through the years?
So I was in acting school at Guy Camilleri fairly recently with his daughter Romy, who actually found him. So it's very, very sad. She was a cool, talented gal.
So funny that you say that, because I think I had that experience. Because I think I ran into her with you when we were doing Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
And, by the way, Princess Bride, I mean, maybe another top 10 of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, it's I mean, I have William Goldman script based on a William Goldman book. Anyway, everyone should have a little bit of a Rob Reiner film festival over the holidays.
1,000%. Folks, my final shout outs for the year. Shout out to Nick Conrad on the Wheels of Steel. Thanks for everything that Nick Conrad does. Diego Torres Palma, where we started the pod this year at, what was that coffee place called?
Farm Cup Coffee.
What? Farm Cup.
Farm Cup.
Now we're at Mastermind Media, and Mark Rodriguez has been a great host of the podcast. If you're looking to do something, Mastermind Media, check them out. And then I want to shout out Paul Rule. This guy's a prince. He's a generous man. He's a beautiful man who I love very much for doing this pod, putting up with me. We found some chemistry, like Walt Frazier and whoever he was playing with, Clyde, something or other.
Sure.
We're like the Splash Brothers. But shout out to Paul. And also I want to shout out all the guests this year. BLA is really taking a step forward. From Rich Aurelia to Brad Gilbert to Zach Gilbert, Al Madrigal, Ross and Marshall Thurber twice, Peter Scalatar, boxing world champion Ricky Quiles, Kareem Grimes, Alex Soto, Zach Selwyn, Jeff Hilliard, Mark Gant, Mark Rodriguez, Jack Atkins, and Kirk Rudell. Thank you for coming on the show and making this a better show. Shout out to my mother, who's our biggest fan. All of our OG fans out there, Steve Groschel, Aaron White, Jeff Jaquin, all of your boys. Thank you for listening and watching the show.
That was beautiful. Mark Roybal, too. I don't know if you mentioned Mark.
That was 2024.
Oh, shit.
I know. It all blends together.
It does blend together.
Yeah.
It's all, when you're having a good time,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I have no one else to shout out except you and Nick.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks.
Matt, for doing this with me. You are not only amazing on the mic, but behind the scenes, you put the reels together. Your filmmaking genius is a weekly gift to the people who follow our pod, and you work your ass off on this, and I'm very grateful for that. It's the most fun I've ever had doing anything. I talk to people, I sold 1 million shows. I've worked on a bunch of shit over the years. This is a combination of all the things I love, and I get to do it with a great friend. So anyway, I'm very, very grateful for that. So, and thank you for my wife for supporting it, and all the people out there who've helped us get to 3 million views.
Yeah, it's incredible. So folks, that's 2025. Everyone have a safe, happy holidays, a happy new year. Drink too much, eat too much. Make mistakes out there, and I say that for all the listeners who are under 40. Make more mistakes. BLA sanctions that. And Paul, I will see you in 2026.
Can't wait, my man.
Until then,
beat LA.
Beat LA.